In the remote desert fortress of Umayyad Sindh, a child was born in 1542, who would one day change the course of history. Jalaluddin Muhammad, later celebrated as Akbar the Great. The arid winds and ancient walls of Umayyad bore silent witness to the arrival of this future emperor, whose destiny was shaped by hardship from the very beginning. His father Humayun, once the ruler of a vast empire, was now a king without a kingdom, driven from Delhi and forced into exile by the powerful Sher Suri. The royal family wandered from place to place, their future uncertain, their fortunes reversed almost overnight. Akbar's earliest memories were shaped by constant movement, danger, and the pain of separation from his parents. The threat of enemies was ever present, and safety was never guaranteed. Raised among rival relatives in the bustling city of Kabul, Akbar quickly learned to navigate shifting loyalties and survive on his wits. He observed the intrigues and ambitions of the Mughal court, absorbing lessons in power and diplomacy. Deprived of a formal education due to the chaos of exile, Akbar instead mastered practical skills riding, hunting, and the art of strategy. He became a formidable horseman and a skilled hunter. Learning to rely on instinct and quick thinking, though unlettered, he developed a brilliant and curious mind. Absorbing knowledge through careful listening and keen observation, every conversation, every story became a lesson for the young prince. These early hardships forged in him a deep resilience, empathy for others, and a shrewdness beyond his years, qualities that would come to define his reign and leadership style. Akbar's unconventional upbringing taught him a vital lesson, that true power must be earned through merit, wisdom, and understanding, not simply inherited by birthright. The boy born in exile, shaped by adversity and uncertainty, was unknowingly being prepared to build one of history's greatest and most enduring empires. At just 14 years old, Akbar was thrust into the spotlight, becoming emperor after the sudden and unexpected death of his father. Humayun, he inherited not only a fragile throne, but also a realm surrounded by hostile neighbors and internal rivals, with the fate of the Mughal dynasty hanging in the balance. In a modest and hurried ceremony at Kalanur, Akbar was crowned on a simple brick platform, an emperor with everything to prove and little time to prepare for the immense responsibilities ahead. By his side stood Bayram Khan, a seasoned general and trusted statesman, who became Akbar's regent, mentor, and protector during these turbulent early years. Bayram Khan's steady leadership stabilized the empire, quelling dangerous rebellions and guiding the young emperor through the complexities of statecraft and the art of war. Akbar watched and learned, absorbing every lesson in governance, diplomacy, and the delicate balance of power that held his empire together. As Akbar matured, his confidence grew, and he became increasingly restless under Bayram Khan's strict control, yearning to assert his own authority and make his own decisions. Court factions whispered in the shadows, fueling tension and suspicion between the ambitious young emperor and his powerful guardian. Fierce rivalry simmered beneath the surface. The partnership that had once saved the Mughal throne was now strained, becoming a source of conflict and uncertainty for the empire's future. Akbar now faced a crucial test. He had to step out of Bayram Khan's shadow, confront the challenges before him, and claim his destiny as a ruler in his own right. The stage was set for a new era of independent rule. As Akbar prepared to shape the future of the Mughal Empire with his own vision and courage. Akbar's reign was immediately threatened by Hemu, a brilliant and ambitious general who seized Delhi and boldly crowned himself king, sending shockwaves through the Mughal court. Many of Akbar's advisors urged him to retreat and regroup, fearing the strength of Hemu's forces, but Bayram Khan, Akbar's trusted regent, insisted they must fight for their legacy and honor. Akbar, showing courage and wisdom beyond his years, agreed, choosing the uncertainty of battle over the safety of exile. Determined to defend his birthright, on the fields of Panipat, Hemu's massive army, bolstered by powerful war elephants, nearly crushed the outnumbered Mughals in a fierce and chaotic clash. The tide of battle turned dramatically when Hemu was struck in the eye by a stray arrow and fell unconscious, throwing his troops into confusion. Without their leader, Haimus' army panicked and fled the battlefield in disarray. The Mughals seized a hard-fought and unexpected victory. Hemu was soon captured and executed, and Akbar triumphantly reclaimed Delhi, restoring Mughal authority in the heart of India. The Second Battle of Panipat not only secured Akbar's throne, but also proved his resolve and the strength of his leadership, to friend and foe alike no longer just a boy. King Akbar emerged from the battle as a ruler destined for greatness. Earning the respect of his people and his court, this victory marked the true beginning of his empire, setting the stage for a new era of Mughal dominance in India. The survival and future of the Mughal dynasty now rested firmly on Akbar's young but capable shoulders. With this victory, India's future had changed forever, and a new chapter in its history had begun. With his throne secure, Akbar turned to expansion, first conquering Malwa in 1561. Baz Bahadur, Malwa's ruler, was swiftly defeated, but Akbar's own general, Adam Khan, defied imperial authority by keeping the spoils. Akbar personally intervened, forcing Adam Khan to surrender and asserting his control over his nobles. A decade later, Akbar set his sights on Gujarat, a wealthy coastal kingdom vital for trade. Leading the campaign himself, he combined force and diplomacy to win over local elites. After a rebellion erupted, Akbar's legendary 9-day march to Ahmedabad crushed the uprising in a single day. This lightning campaign cemented Mughal control over Gujarat. Akbar's blend of speed, strategy, and personal leadership became legendary. The empire now stretched from the heart of India to the Arabian Sea. Akbar's authority was unquestioned. Akbar knew that military conquest alone could not hold India together. He forged alliances through marriage, first within his own Timurid family, then with powerful Rajput clans, marrying Rajput princesses, including Harka Bai of Amber. Akbar welcomed them without demanding conversion, granting their families high positions. This policy transformed former enemies into loyal allies and created a new multi-ethnic nobility. Rajput kings became trusted generals and governors, stabilizing Rajasthan and integrating warrior elites into the empire. Akbar's marriage to Salima, Sultan Begum, widow of Bairam Khan, healed political divisions and strengthened his court. These alliances brought peace, stability, and a unique blended culture to the Mughal state. Akbar's diplomacy was as powerful as his armies. His inclusive approach secured the empire for generations. The Mughal court became a model of diversity and cooperation. Akbar's greatest threats often came from within his own family. His half-brother Mirza Hakim of Kabul repeatedly invaded Punjab, encouraged by discontented nobles. Akbar responded with patience and strength, using diplomacy first, but marching on Kabul when necessary. He forgave Mirza Hakim, reinstating him as governor, choosing family unity over vengeance. Not all rivals could be won over. Maharana Pratap of Mewa refused alliance, choosing resistance over submission. The Battle of Haldigati saw Akbar's forces win, but Pratap escaped, becoming a symbol of Rajput pride. Mewa's defiance showed the limits of imperial power and the enduring spirit of independence. Akbar's rule balanced force, diplomacy, and respect for adversaries. His empire was built on negotiation as much as conquest. Even the greatest emperor faced challenges he could not fully overcome. Akbar's ambitions extended beyond conquest. He dreamed of a capital reflecting his vision. He built Fatehpur Sikri, a city blending Persian, Timurid, and Indian styles, inspired by the Sufi Saint Shah Salim Chishti. At its heart was the Ibadat Khana, where scholars of all faiths debated philosophy and religion. These dialogues inspired Akbar's Dini Ilahi, a syncretic spiritual path for his inner circle, emphasizing tolerance and virtue. The Dini Ilahi was radical, aiming to unite his diverse court through personal loyalty and shared values. Fatehpur Sikri and the new faith were short-lived, but their legacy endured. The city remains a masterpiece of Mughal architecture. Akbar's spirit of religious dialogue became a cornerstone of his reputation. His reign set a new standard for tolerance and cultural fusion. Akbar's vision shaped the soul of his empire. For years, Akbar's lack of a male heir threatened the empire's future. His prayers were answered with the birth of Prince Salim, followed by 2 more sons. Akbar invested in their education and training, hoping for a smooth succession, but as Salim grew, tensions rose. He was impatient, indulgent, and eventually rebelled. Salim declared himself emperor, even orchestrating the murder of Akbar's advisor. Abul Fazl. The rebellion devastated Akbar, but he responded with restraint, ultimately reconciling with his son. The trust between father and heir was never fully restored. Akbar's final years were shadowed by this conflict. Even the greatest emperor could not control his own legacy. The future of the empire hung in the balance. When Akbar died in 165, he left behind a vast, unified and prosperous empire. His reign transformed a fragile kingdom into a powerful state. Spanning most of India, Akbar's military conquests were matched by his administrative reforms, centralized governance, standardized currency, and fair taxation. His greatest legacy was his policy of religious tolerance and cultural inclusion. He abolished discriminatory taxes, welcomed all faiths into his court, and fostered a vibrant, pluralistic culture. Akbar's patronage of the arts, architecture, and learning created a golden age. He envisioned an empire built on partnership and mutual respect, not domination. His court became a model of diversity and creativity. Akbar redefined what it meant to rule India. His vision of a pluralistic, inclusive society remains his greatest gift. Akbar's legacy endures as the architect of a new Indian identity,